My wife and we've made different attempts to try to have kids, and we got pregnant once and had a miscarriage. In November of 2011, my wife wound up delivering my first son. He was 18 weeks old, so he wasn't old enough to keep living on his own. His name was Hayden. And then we were completely blessed by our second son, which we now have as Griffin. And Griffin was born in April of 2013.
I honestly brought Griffin in thinking it was just that he may be dehydrated. He started out with a fever that ended up where he started vomiting the night before. Being a new mom, I had no idea what could be wrong, so I just thought I better take him in and just make sure he's okay. He was 6 months old at that time. They decided they needed to send us to Fargo to see the infectious disease doctor. Right away, I was really scared. I thought maybe it was cancer or something else. I knew something bad was happening. I just didn't know the most terrifying time of my life. Like, you think that you've been scared before and you just have no idea.
But I'm only human.
I just thought I was going to be sick.
And I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human.
Watching him and not knowing what's going to happen.
I crash and I break down.
Griffin had what's called Haemophilus influenza type F. And how did he get it? What does this all mean? And he's like, this means that this is serious. Haemophilus influenza type F wound up turning into meningitis from it.
About 3 days in, he ended up starting to seizure. And that was pretty much the day that a lot happened. Once they got that under control, we got moved to the pediatric ICU. From there, they ended up doing a CAT scan, and they found fluid around his brain. They needed to relieve the pressure and the fluid around his brain. I prayed more than I've ever prayed in my life, constantly begging for him to be okay.
He was extremely, extremely sick. I don't know if I've witnessed anything. You know, you're sitting there and for 29 days straight and in the hospital, and a couple of those times your son's on a ventilator, and he's pretty tough to watch. You know, you'd do anything at that point in time to help him.
I have to say that the nurses, like at the intensive care, are amazing. They helped so much. I mean, everyone there, the doctors and the nurses, but I think a lot of the times they're there for your children, but they're also there for you.
Everybody under the sun's there just to help you. To have to go through something like this and to almost lose another child, I'm strong, but I don't know if I'm that strong. Something that matters to you so much that it'll get to you.
Griffin was in the hospital for 29 days. Probably 21 of those days was in the pediatric ICU, and then the last 7 was in just the pediatric wing.
Boy, I'll tell you what, those nurses back there, pretty top notch. You know, a lot of great nurses that we got to meet, and met a lot of people that we spent 29 straight days with that you consider them family. You know, each and every one of them are unbelievable, and thank you for saving my son's life.
I could have lost my little baby. There's many times where the doctors, later on, they've even said that we were very lucky, and I'm just so thankful that everything that I got to keep my little boy. I can't thank you enough. Words can't express how much I'm so thankful for them and how caring they were through this whole procedure, because this is definitely, like I said before, the scariest time in your life. I can't thank them enough.
'Cause I'm only human.
Griffin was amazing through it all. He's so resilient. I just can't believe it. He definitely was a miracle baby.